Greetings from Seattle. Hey, it's Del Rey. Nice to see you. We're getting a little strange now after week 9.5 of being locked down in our homes, but I'm still playing my ukulele and I hope you are too. Here's part 3 of our ukulele turnaround section. This one is going to be a turnaround that is just on the one chord. And it doesn't have much moving. It's kind of a wiggle turnaround, and it's old-fashioned. There's many different styles of blues. More modern blues sometimes will go to the 1 chord and then to the 5 chord really hard before they start back in. Older styles of blues tend to stay on the 1 chord, and I'll show you what mine means. So here's a more modern way. So I'll be in the key of G to start out with. And so say you were playing a more modern style of blues. Right? Da-da. That's a really modern sound, but the sound I usually go for is more from the 20s and 30s, and it's more country blues style, and it would sound more like this. That same little end of a blues song would go so. And that last little bit on the 1 chord is the turnaround. And it's just a little wiggle. So there it is in G. Let me show you too the same thing in a couple other keys. Here it is in F. So and let's see, here it is in, let's do it in A. So that's holding down that. I'm going to take that off and get that. So I'm on a A7. Oh, there it is. So to do it in the same kind of voicing as what I just did with the other 2 keys, but I think it's more cool to do, there's the major minor, okay, and one more in C, it'll sound like, and because we have a reentrant tuning, it sounds a little odd. So, or you can go back up. Okay, so you've got those 3 ones. Let me go back and explain those in order so that you really get them. So in the key of G, it's a wiggle, and you're just going to take, like we did with our first turnarounds in G, we're going to slide down a half step with these 2 while your 3rd finger stays on the G. And really, I'm just playing that, but you might as well just take them both down, because sometime you might want to go, but I'm just really doing. So that's just sliding in on the minor 3rd to the major 3rd, hitting the 1, that's the G. And then my little finger's reaching up to the 4th fret. And what is that? That's the sound of rock and roll right there. That movement from the 5, that's what your 1st finger is playing, to that 4th fret, you're going from the 5th of the chord to the 6th of the chord. If you went up to the 7th of the chord, you'd be playing Memphis like Chuck Berry. So that's where that sound comes from. So that's the rock and roll. So you're going from 5, 6, 7. Those are the degrees of the scale. The frets are 2, 4, 5. Okay? So you've gone in minor 3rd, major 3rd, and the rock. So there it is in G. Here it is again in F. So now we're on 2, 0, 1, open. That top note is the minor 3rd. So now I've got, and the rock is going to be got with my 3rd finger, and there's that open string on the 3rd. That's the same interval as in the other chord. That's the 5, 6. And if you want to play Memphis like Chuck Berry, who doesn't? Long distance. No, sorry, let me concentrate. Okay, so here it is in F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. with this, you could use that as just kind of a in-place filler as well as a turnaround. So you could either use it do 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 do, or you could just be hanging around da do 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 ba da do do do. Okay, so it's like a little riff. If you get it under your hand in all these keys, you'll be able to use it a lot of places. Okay, so then the next key we talked about was A. So I'm going to take my A very basically, open, 1, open, open. That's an A7. And I'm going to, first way you could do it is you can go up here, 3, 4 on the top. Kind of like this better. I like, instead of up here, I like better. Same notes. Because here's the rock. The rock is on the second string. There's the 5 to the 6. There's Memphis. Okay, so now that gives a little bit different rhythm. So do 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 do. Okay, one more. Key of C, our old friend, the key of C. Okay, so in C, the minor third is in that groovy place where you really get the dissonance against the major third. So major third, minor third, major third. That's on the 3rd fret, E flat. Okay, a straight C chord. And so we're going to go, there's the rock down there. On the high ukulele, it's a little odd. So we can take that rock. Oh, there it is. So you can take it straight across. Or, so how would that work in terms of a song? Let's see. Man, this is a lot of keys. I might get confused. I hope I say everything correctly. That's a lot of keys to change to all at once. Okay, so we're in this key. Okay, so we're going to go ba-do-do-do, ba-do-do-do-do. Okay, so there's the same idea, combining the minor third, major third with the rock. That's from the 5th of the scale to the 6th of the scale, sometimes the 7th. And putting those two things together on when you get back to your 1 chord gives you a really nice turnaround. And of course, you can apply what you know about moving chords from the first position up the neck, and I'll just do it for you in G. If you want to play that same, of course you can take it G, A, B, C. Okay, so I think that's enough for one day, and I hope that you guys are still staying safe and not slacking off on washing your hands and all that stuff. I'm seeing a little slacking off here in Seattle, and it's not time to slack off. It's time to stay right. Okay, it's nice to see you, and there's a link to tip me. If you get something nice out of this lesson, please do, and you have the means. There's a PayPal link, and it's nice to talk to you. I'm sorry I can't see you. Bye.